Today we're back with chapters 5 through 10 of Ordeal, and I'm gonna let Kendra break down the overview.
Yeah, so in these chapters, man, we got to get back to the Tevin and Sunrise fight. We see Tevin pull out his rhino hide, which makes him super durable, super strong. And I ain't gonna lie, it just looks clean as hell. Like it's just one of those things where it's like, how do you even think about these type of abilities? You know what I mean? Like, where did you
Yeah,
come from with that?
yeah.
Um, and then we get Sunraz. You know, he's still the speedster. He's running around Tevin. Tevin's kind of slow. He's like a rhino. He's kind of just standing in base, taking all the shots, taking all the hits, and then man, he's just picking his moment. We see Che talk about it. Like remember what Leo taught us. Like every power has a pro and con to it. He said it a little differently, but
A
each power has a pro
vulnerability.
and con. Yeah, exactly, a vulnerability, and you have to take your time and see what that is. So Tevin's just biding his time, waiting for it to happen, and then we see him just boom, like explode. He gets that quick ass punch off, and he even talks about it. He's like, your talent has blessed you with speed, but mine blessed you with power," and that's just a hard ass line by itself.
Yeah, it
And we
was.
see Sunraz get sent into orbit, and Tevin gets the first victory for the Leo gang, and everybody's hyped because we came here for revenge. We looking for Rokash, and then we move forward with Che versus Nunaku. Nunaku, if I
Nanaku,
remember.
I like the way you said
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
we see him fight, and Nunaku comes out, and he kind of looks like a piranha, like a shark. Like you definitely see he has some type of hide, or maybe I think it's a hide, right? Like some type of
No, it's
hide,
not. Not hard.
right?
Mm-mm.
But it looks like it is. It looks similar
Yeah.
to what Tevin has.
Yeah.
And so he comes out, he has sharp ass teeth, he has claws, and him and Tay are going back and forth. They're kind of even at the beginning, and then you see Nanaku kind of bulk up. He gets bigger, he gets stronger after drawing blood, and that's when we find out he really has a state change. So the state change, when he smells human blood or Kimio blood, he becomes stronger, and then the more that's around him, the more he goes into a frenzy, similar to a shark in water. A shark in water see blood, they're gonna attack, they go crazy. So they're duking it out, and it's looking real bad for Che. We see him getting attacked, we see him taking like losses, losing a lot of blood, and then we get a crazy reveal. Che powers up. He looks inside himself. He sees a man standing next to him with flowing hair, got kind of like some 300 armor on, and he just in flames. And Che awakens. He has Leo's power now, and I'll let Karen take it away from here. But yeah, it is fantastic 4 or 5 chapters, man.
Yeah, definitely agree. So to speak on a little bit about what Keandre said, we see, we see Tevin use his he find out the vulnerability, and the vulnerability was the guy was a speedster, but he has to run on something. So when he's running at Tevin, he destroys the floor, which makes him have to get off the ground. He runs right into Tevin. Tevin hit him with a punch. So he used his force against him, and the vulnerability was you can't move in the air, which is something we saw low key. I don't know if that was foreshadowing, but again when Shay fought the porcupine got Quill,
Hmm.
he said the same thing. But yeah, Tevin wins, hits him with a good punch. We see the barrier, which comes into play later. And then we see Shay getting ready for his fight. They were looking for him, and he was preparing or whatever. And then we find out that he's fighting Nanuka, who like Keandre said initially, like I thought it was a hide, but they explained it later. The talent type is state and state shift. So he changed his state, which is why. And one thing to note: so when you first see him, he's already amphibious, for lack of a better term. He has like he
Hmm.
said, look like piranha, and I'm like, he's that's not really how Kim Yo's work. Like I thought they had talents had to be activated. Well, blood frenzy. He was activated by the previous matches because all of the blood that was on the floor. So that's why he already came out in his state being shifted. Um, and he explains the more blood, the stronger and more rage he goes into. So we eventually see him shift from a piranha to a shark. And when he is the piranha, we see that him and Shay are pretty evenly matched in strength. They man up with each other, throwing little blows, whatever. But no, not neither side is too strong. And then the Nuka, the whole blood frenzy, he started getting stronger and stronger. He eventually is able to overpower Shay. We see him, working Shay, beating him up, whatever you want to call it. Uh, And one thing to note, the talent type state, one of the rarest types of talent. State talents allow the user to enter a state or mode where so long as the user remains in that mode, they're granted access to special abilities. So he's granted special ability, strength, agility, all of those things. Those type of things. And so he's about to kill Shay. And then, like Keandre explained, Shay goes into a state where he's seeing a man covered in flames walking towards him, and we find out that that's Ilios, and we find out that Leo gave him his power, and the talent is Ilios, the Phoenix Flame, and it's also they can enter Ilios state, and we find out that it's one of the four great talents, and this is the only one of the only great talent we've seen so far, so we don't know anything about the rest at this point. Um, but basically he kills dude. He kills dude. And the flames are so strong they break the barrier. So we see Azam have to go help out. Or actually no, we saw Lewis first. Lewis, we saw his powers, which is it's a range control, and he has ashes.
The Ash
Is it
creation.
yeah,
Yeah.
ash creation. Well, we don't know his creation at that time yet,
Right.
but it is
Right.
ash
Right.
creation. And basically he wrapped the ash around the flames, but some of the flames get out, so Tevin and Azam have to pop out, and we find out that Azam talent is Kieran. And the talent type is haste, so he's a speedster. I'm not gonna speak too much on the talent type because it's explained later, so I'll leave that alone. And basically Shay kills the shark guy, and what is his name? Rampish. How you say his name?
Rakash.
Rampish Rampart.
Yeah. Rakash.
Uh, Rakash Rampersad, yeah.
Yeah.
He jumps down because he's watching the whole time. He jumps down and he loses control of his own self, and you could tell like his talent is starting to take over, and he's getting riled up. And remember, this is a tournament, so it's being live streamed. He admits on camera in front of everyone that he's the one who killed Leo. And basically it, says everything that happened, and then the police break in, and basically Rampersad ended up having a dip, and now he has to go in hiding. And long story short, now people are afraid of Kimyo's again, because remember, Rakesh was he was a mogul, so he was well known with his powers too. People thought he was a good guy. So when they find out that he actually killed him, of course that's gonna make people afraid of Kimyo's again, and they are afraid of them again. And that's kind of where the chapter ends. And one bar that was dropped is if you what did he say, if you kill the wolf you better kill his cubs too.
Yeah.
He said it better.
Hard.
What did he say?
Hard.
He said
Yeah.
it better. Damn, I wish
If you
I
kill the
wrote down
wolf,
the
you gotta
phrase.
make sure to take out the cubs also, because
Yeah,
they'll come back
yeah,
for you.
yeah. And so we see Shay and all of the people from their gym standing there mugging him, letting them know like you can run all you want, but we're gonna find you. We're gonna chase you to the end of
Yeah.
the earth. So and that's how chapter 10
And Tay
ended.
specifically says you better hope the police get to you before we do, because
Yeah,
we coming.
yeah, yeah.
Another thing to note with what you said, Karen, is Rakash. We know Leo spoke
Oh gosh.
earlier about how he lets his talent take over. He's very cocky, very abrasive, and I think that was one of those signs right there. He basically forgot who he was because of his
Mm,
talent and had to come out
mm,
and just talk that shit, because
yeah.
Rakash gonna talk that shit, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. And to add in, I guess some little context, or not even context, a little hidden gems. Two things that we saw that was kind of maybe foreshadowing. We don't know yet at this point, but when he finds out that the Shay Hart's name is Shay Hart, he was like, I wonder if he related to the legendary S Hart.
Hmm.
Now, who that is, we don't know. We ain't seen this person yet, but that's one thing to know. Then also too, Seven's monologue when Shay kills the guy, he's like, I wish I could have saved you. And I hate you turned out to be our mankind's worst enemy. So right now we don't know what that's about. We don't know when that's gonna come into play, but that is something that is said. So we just have to keep watching and find out like what that means.
Yeah, there's a few key details that I would say I wanted to talk about was just the fact that we really get to see kind of Brent's range here with some of his talents, how he his writing style. We get to see that you could definitely tell he's taking some inspiration from, I would say, other animes with the, kind of like the ending of the tournament early per se, because a incident happens and stuff like that. But I love the art style in this one. I really love the way Nanaku looked when he went blood frenzy. I mean, he looked menacing. His character was really cool. The way he
Yeah,
portrayed Shay just inside the Ilios flame, and he did a great job with the writing, and they did a great job with the editing as well. So this chapter was amazing. I mean, these chapters were amazing, and I really this is what kind of made me excited for the future when I was reading, just seeing the powers, seeing how he displayed the artwork and stuff like that. So I would definitely continue checking out some more of the chapters. And if you haven't started it, I will go ahead and get into it, because I'm telling you, it's gonna be amazing when it's all said and done.
I really
definitely
feel
agree.
like chapter 10 is it's insane to say. Like the after chapter 10, everything picks up, and we're all rereading, right? So
Hmm.
like I thought it happened much later. Like I thought everything kind of escalates much later, but it's right to it. Like he
Hmm.
he
Hmm.
wasted no time with it. And I think that's something a lot of like what is it, mangakas, or manga writers and webtoon people are doing now, where they a lot of the old school, mangas, like they would take some time to build up, but they
Yeah,
nowadays they write to it. But on the other side of that, he also has a plan for the future.
yeah.
To Karen's point, Tevin's monologue. What are we gonna see? Why does Shay become the mankind's worst enemy? Like what happens in that situation? Like what led to that? We get a little more detail on the war that happened in the past, so that's definitely something we're going to see. I think Karen mentioned it. Rakash, he's in trouble because it's illegal for Kimios to use their powers in public. So the fact that he killed a man out in an illegal fashion outside of a sponsored event, like one of the brutal context fights, is something that really terrifies humans. And I'm gonna keep it a bean. Yeah, seeing Nanaku in his shifted form, hey bro, hey, I'm walking around, hey, lock him up.
Lock him
I
up.
agree.
I
I
don't
agree.
want to be on the streets if he on the streets.
I
Facts.
mean, what did he say? He told Shay, "I didn't kill more people than you done fought." What? What
Mm,
do you mean?
mm, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Devastating.
I agree.
One other thing, Nanaku had a hard ass line where he was like, the difference between the powerful and the weak is just the amount of what was like the amount of bodies in between or something like that.
Some bar. It was a bar. Yeah, it
It
was
was
something like
crazy,
that.
man. Hey, Brent, hey, you in your bag with this writing, man.
I
You in your
agree.
bag.
Yes, rereading this back, like it's so much there. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad we're doing this because like it's so much in these chapters, in each individual chapter. That's like okay, once you sit back and reread, and I guess like my understanding of certain things now, understanding them better, definitely helps out adding context to certain situations. But yeah,
Hmm.
he that boy in his bag though. He in his
Yeah.
bag.
Facts.
He in his bag for
And
sure.
at the end of the chapter, we get to see someone is looking for Shay, a girl. She has like a big bag behind her. Looks like that she's been through some things because she has a scar on her face. And yeah, I wonder who that is. So definitely get to check out that the next chapter. Who that
Yeah.
is looking for Shay.
I don't even know if we get to find out what you'll see. Hey, stay tuned for more content because you'll see if we do bring that person back up. Because I'm not sure if we do. If we will.
I think we definitely do, right?
We do? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I
I
can't
want to say
remember.
we do. I want to say we do.
Sure.
But also too, just to add some note, between Leo dying and this tournament, 4 months go by.
Hmm.
So it's a 4 month time skip, if you will.